I'm glad we're not recording this.
Well,
we are recording this.
You can use that though anyway, right? It's in
I'll
there.
put that right at the start of the show.
Yeah, that's
Immediately
great.
at the start of the show.
Wait,
What is up, Realtors? Thank you for tuning into the show. If you haven't already, give me a follow, give me a subscribe on whichever platform you are listening or watching on. Before we get started, I'm just going to let you guys know this is episode 149. We've been doing this for almost like 2.5 years. It's getting pretty busy. I've got a lot of stuff on my plate. I'm going to make episode 150 the season finale, I'm using air quotes, of season 1. I'm going to take a little break through the summer and then bring episodes back in the fall at some point in time because I do love doing this, but I'm just got too much going on at the moment. But okay, with all that out of the way, here is a little bit of what's coming up on this episode of Real Garbage.
So we're 30 minutes in, and we're not even over the first. We got to try and make this an hour. I want to be done this by 7:30.
I can do this. I can do this
we
in
can
2
make
minutes.
it an hour. I just don't know if we'll really talk about the movie much.
Probably not. Even if
that
we get
seems
there,
to
like,
happen when
well,
the three of us get together.
That's our hour.
We're
See,
not
this is-
she's absorbed her friend, so she's both. She's the light
Why?
and the dark.
Why would she absorb powers?
Because if you get cut by a demon or you get bitten by a demon, but you don't die,
Oh, they said that.
you
in the
get
movie,
some.
didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Did
And
Jennifer
she's just like,
bite her?
turns out, if you get bitten by a demon but don't die, you
Oh,
get
yeah,
some
she's-
demon powers.
What? Where did you get that name? Low shoulder. Like, oh, look at you all slumped over there. You got low shoulders. Wait a minute. That's a great idea for a band name.
I'm 46. Yeah, you know what? I'm 46. Let me tell you. I'm 46. I've had a fair amount of sex.
That's going at the start of the episode. You ever try to read a romance novel? No. No.
No.
Liar. That's coming up on this episode of Real Garbage.
Yeah, this one's going to be fun. We're jumping into Jennifer's body here, Darren, Dave, and I, on this episode of Real Garbage, right after a quick word from our fake sponsors.
And now at the end of COVID, do you look forward to riding the bus again, walking downtown, being interrupted by people constantly, people talking to you at all? No, not at all. I now have earplug headphones. They look like headphones, but they're actually just earplugs. Get on the bus, plug them in. People will think you're listening to some sweet beats, but really, it's just the sounds of utter silence that you've gotten used to over the last 14 months. Earplugs that look like headphones. Order now, $14.99.
Are you having trouble getting rid of a body? You can't trust your friends and family to help? Well, don't sweat it, friend. Just call the fellas at Devil's Kettle Body Disposal. Here at Devil's Kettle, we got a big-ass hole in the ground. We don't know where it goes, but we ain't seen a body wash up in 30 years, so we can pretty much guarantee our work. We ain't responsible if something does wash up, though. So call 555-DKBD to arrange a drop-off. Cash up front, use promo code REALGARBAGE to get your third body free. That's Devil's Kettle Body Disposal. You kids want to see a dead body? Real Garbage! You got anything?
No.
Okay.
No commercials today for me. I'm commercial free.
This is brought to you by sweating. It's fucking hot.
Yeah, I was sweating. Well, I'm not actually. Your place is cool. I was sitting at home with my
I
girlfriend.
would disagree. I'm warm as hell right now.
Well, you were in the hot sun all day. I was like but I was sitting at home, sitting still, sweating earlier before I came here. I was like, yeah. So
Before I left the house, I was like, I'm dreading going to Jeff's because I was just thinking, okay, in the kind of apartment, it's gonna be like a sauna in there, and I get here, and it's much cooler than my place. So good luck getting me out of here.
I only get out. I only get the south, like the afternoon sun, and then once it hits the evening, the other side of the building just gets cooked. I'm pretty safe over here. I'm very thankful.
Yeah, you got a good angles, and you got that building there that kind of protects you. And
the karate center.
Karate.
The karate
Nice.
community center. They play karate they play karate. They do karate and they play badminton.
I play karate.
Yeah,
Can
they
you
don't
teach me?
karate is
You guys
not
want to
a
go outside and
game.
play karate?
That's what you say when you're a kid when you're taking it. You guys want to play karate, or that's what you take before you start taking karate, because your friends you don't really know the moves, and you're like, hey, ha, ha,
That's what I like.
You know,
when
when
you see a guy who's got a black belt, you go, oh, you must play really well.
Yeah. You're a great karate player, aren't you?
wear your shoes into his house.
You have disrespected me in my apartment
That
complex.
actually this is funny because that happened when I walked in here, and I was like, "Oh shit, sorry, I didn't take off my shoes." And
you for
I
taking
took a
them off.
couple of Aikido lessons, and that was the first thing I did at the Aikido place too. I walked in with my shoes, and they're like, he's like, I'm going to give you this one because you're new here. But in Japan, they would just look at you and tell you not to come back. And okay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. You get herded at keto like every time.
I thought you said you were taking keto lessons.
That's what I
No,
heard
not
as well.
keto.
Like, eating just greens. Everything's clean. What else is keto? I don't even know.
Lots
No
of
carbs?
protein, just a chicken breast. Only
coconut
eat
oil.
between the
Well,
hours
that I
of
do, but
spoonfuls of
not. I don't
coconut
call
oil.
it keto. I just call it like I like meat. So, like I went and got some chicken today at Co-op because I wanted food between when I left work and got home because I knew that I wanted something. I didn't want a lot, so I just wanted meat.
Like road chicken?
Yeah, road like you go. They got it's already
Road
The
burger.
whole broiled chicken?
Yeah, the
No, it's deep fried.
rotisserie
No,
chicken?
not the rotisserie. Just
Oh.
like a couple of drumsticks and a wing. They're
Like
breaded. They're crispy,
two
and you
piece
just
and
like
fries.
eat it in the car. And
I do picture you eating like the rotisserie chicken. Don't look at me!
I used to work with a bodybuilder who, like, he was, he's always weight training, and he literally his lunch bag was about 2 feet wide, and he'd bring out a whole Thrifty's chicken and a bag of salad, and then some like really weird looking pre-prepared meat in portion bags because he was like, I have to eat this,
Maybe he's like a
But every 2
deadlifter or
hours.
something.
He
Hey?
was terrible.
bodybuilder.
He was terrible at his job and the biggest baby I've ever met. And I don't go to the gym, and I was like, seriously, man.
I think that's the steroid shifts, the mood swings.
He's just very sensitive. He's a big, and I mean, God bless him, but yeah, he's just.
That's why they like working out, though. I think there's that insecurity that's bred in childhood, and then you're just like, I gotta get big.
That's why I'm so thin.
Just waiting to meet
Not
that one.
insecure at all.
It's just waiting to meet that one bully, man, when they're going to be like, oh, yeah, man, I remember you.
That bully's gonna know Aikido though, when he's gonna whoop his ass. That's the Steven Seagal martial art, right?
It sounds like a.
Yeah, Tenkan.
He's going to
Tenkan.
know. You said Aikido, meaning the martial art. I thought you meant like Aikido, as in like I do the
keto?
Wait,
keto
isn't that
diet
a
thing.
dog as well? Like
Aikido.
Aikido?
Aikido.
Akita?
Akita.
Akita. Akito.
A dog?
And
A dog.
isn't Akira also
Wait,
also the
Then
anime.
there's-
Akira's a pop singer, isn't she?
Nikita's an old TV show.
Right.
Oh, La Femme Nikita is a great French movie. Luc Besson.
I think
Speaking
the show is
of
based on that.
great French movies, this is not one.
Jennifer's body.
Jennifer's Body.
Whose idea was this? Yours?
I picked 3. Remember, I was kind of like, what do you guys think about this one, or this one? And we were like,
Yeah.
ooh, sort of seen that. Maybe too good of a movie. Like we talked about The
true.
Beach. And
Yeah,
The
that's a
Beach
great
is
movie.
legitimately a great movie, so we could review it, but kind of the thing is not so great of movies.
You can't turn into that.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Leo doesn't do a lot
Is
of
it?
bad movies.
Yeah, well, it's not great. It's not one of his greatest movies, but it's not like this. So this is. I was going to say this about the last 2 movies we reviewed, which their charm is that their budget wasn't very good, and they didn't really seem like they had a lot, and then they kind of made a good shitty movie out of what should have been a shitty movie. But this movie, I feel like they had all the cards going for them, and they just didn't really even try.
This movie was a masterpiece.
Oh, wow. Masterpiece of shit, yeah.
I was like, I have never seen it, and I watched it twice, and I was like, this was good. This was right up there with the Vampire's Kiss, like in terms of, but even better than Vampire's Kiss. I was just thinking about it as I was driving over. It's like everything. It was so well constructed, tone, flavor. It had a coherent worldview. I was just like, oh, I loved it. It was funny.
It did have. It's a makeout movie for like teenagers, is what it is.
That's
right?
what I,
Like
I didn't make
Yeah.
out.
no. That's why I was like, this. Like I fell asleep the first time, watched it halfway through, and then I watched the rest of it the next morning. But like that might have been alcohol, but.
that you passed out.
Honestly, yeah. I didn't fall asleep. Or I fell asleep, but yeah. Like I feel like the script, like the story, wasn't really important. It's the titillation, right? Because it's like hot chicks and then they make out, and it's boys and girls. and
God,
it's
if you
young.
want that, go see what's the one Wild Things?
Hold on, but
I
I
don't
also
feel
want-
like it was made for me. Like I
No.
wasn't like this movie is not. I don't.
I wanted titillation, but I also wanted 2009 emo music as well.
That
So-
was, I thought, I wanted to see Adrian Brody do some more making out. But didn't you think from the first, when the story kicked off from that first scene, and then they go and she's in the asylum, I was like in like Flynn when she boots that orderly, and she's like, I'm a badass motherfucker.
She's
I'm
a
a kicker.
kicker.
I got the voiceover. I was like, this is great. And I don't know what else Amanda Seyfried has done, but I was like, she was good in this.
No, she was in Ted 2.
And
which
Veronica
was
Mars.
Awful. Oh, Veronica Mars that was a good show.
I never
No,
saw it, but
she wasn't the main character though. That was Kristen Bell.
right, who is pretty good too. But but she wasn't really. She's not been like she's not an A-list celebrity actor, right?
No, she's been in a few.
Amanda Seyfried's
supporting roles in
She's
some
been
big
in something
movies,
big recently, though. More recent. And my girlfriend knew what it was, and I've forgotten it right now. Maybe I'll remember later. But she was in something
you got to
big,
write stuff down.
right? Yeah, I know, but I like to not.
I like to fly by the seat of my pants. I like to live by my own rules.
Well,
Come in and do a lot of this. What was the?
Well, yeah, you guys watched it, right? You guys saw the movie.
It's part of yeah. I just basically do what I used to do in school, which is kind of talk about it with you guys, and then you would talk about it and be like, yeah, that's right, that's the thing about it.
I
right?
remember now.
He's like,
Like
I
you
rented
do,
the movie.
when you don't know an answer at work and you're like, yeah, no, it goes together. Like, can you remind
How
me
would you
again?
explain it? How would you explain the movie?
Talk a little bit about Jennifer's Body. The movie Jennifer's Body. The old reporter trick.
The whole plot and everything. What did you? I mean, first of all, describe it, and then what you thought about it.
This was a television show or it was a movie? A movie. All right. Okay. A movie. Perfect.
But Amanda Seyfried's been, she's not unknown.
No.
But she's less known than Megan Fox is. But now I think like Megan Fox's, I don't want to say her career's on like a down, but she's got like 3 kids. She's
You were saying she's married. She married to Brian Austin Green or kids with Brian Austin Green? Was it Brian Austin Green?
I think just recently they're not married anymore, but they were married on and off. They got divorced and got remarried, I think in the same year. And it was like a 10-year relationship. They got 3 kids together.
Jeez.
And
It's a real Hollywood love story.
yeah, well, I think we
Will
talked.
they, won't they?
We were talking about it off camera before we started the other podcast about this. I think.
Oh,
We were
about
talking
Megan Fox and
and
Brian
Brian
Austin Green.
and how they
best
It
work
was in
was
our message
90210.
string.
Oh, it was maybe no. That's right. It was in our message stream because we were talking about how we couldn't possibly imagine either of those people being difficult to live with.
No, not at all. No, they seem like fine, upstanding citizens.
But he's kind of had one of those like sunshine out his asshole careers because the 90210 thing kind of set him up, and he barely tried to get in that. But he's also kind of like what he did, like he was in 90210 what he actually is. He's sort of like a half rapper.
Yeah, he had a rap
DJ,
career like Eric Hanks.
and he was a rapper, producer, DJ in 90210, and really. He's like Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage in every role, except that he just plays the thing that he does in every role.
So is he always what is some of Brian Austin Green's new projects? What's the Brian Austin Green project?
I think that's literally what it's called. I think that's the music project. Yeah.
Brian Austin Green is a police officer, but he's also a DJ.
DJ by night, kicking ass on the streets by day.
That's one of those
Detective
things, though. A
DJ.
name like it's interesting when people go for the 3 name rather than the 2. Like there's
Serial killer.
serial killer.
Well, Brian Green, that sounds pretty plain.
This is why it happened. There was already a Brian Green registered with SAG. And so that's why he was like, I'll be Brian Austin Green. Then that's the way it always works. Like Michael J. Fox was like, I'll be Michael Fox. He's like, there's already Michael J. Fox? And he's like, okay.
Michael Smith.
Michael Fox. Is he like related to Megan Fox in any way?
Older brother.
Older brother? Really? Literally?
I don't know.
No.
Father, actually.
Father. Well, that would be kind of more probable.
And what about Matthew
really.
Fox?
Like,
You don't know.
age-wise,
They're
I
like the
think.
Baldwins. You got Matthew Fox, Michael Fox, Megan Fox. They're all
Terry Fox was in there at some point.
Another Hollywood dynasty.
Red Fox
The
was part of the
Foxes.
family. Jamie Fox.
I like the other ones
my
where
God.
they have different names, but they're actually the same family. Like there's Emilio Estevez, but then Charlie Sheen, and then what's their dad?
And Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen.
Are you an underpaid handyman? Are you tired of doing jobs for ungrateful customers and getting paid shit for it? Well, then do I have the solution for you. Willie Gray's here, and I'm here to tell you about something that will change your life. Introducing Shit Seal, the strongest, most flexible waterproof tape on the planet. Because this shit, am I right? No job is too big for Shit Seal. Leaky faucet? Shit Seal it. Cracks in the house foundation? Shit Seal it. Loose cupboard door? You got it, buddy. Slap some Shit Seal on it, get the out of there, and let some other asshole deal with it. They're not paying you what you're worth anyway, so why go the extra mile? Shit Seal takes the headache out of those pesky home repairs and frees you up to do what you really want to be doing. Getting high. Shit Seal comes with a lifetime warranty, so if that shit breaks, it's not your problem anyway. Once you're paid, these old rich pieces of shit. Shit Seal. Available on my handyman website, williegrays.com. Order now and you'll receive a copy of my new book, Willie Gray's How to Be a at Work and in Real Life. You'll learn all sorts of life hacks, like how to take up 2 parking spaces at the grocery store, how to block aisles like a boss, and how to enrage other drivers by following too closely and not using your turn signal. That's Shit Seal, because it.
Dude,
So-
I just watched, we got drunk on Saturday. I haven't been drunk in a while. My buddy Blake and I got drunk and watched Major League on Saturday.
It's a good movie?
You've never seen it?
No.
19...
Let's review it. No.
Goodness, no. It's too good to review. It's a 1989 baseball movie.
Well, I know. Is it the one on the cover? It's a baseball with a mohawk.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I've seen
hey,
the poster.
Apparently, I believe you're right. Gremlins 2, the new batch, it was mohawk. It was stripe in the first one and mohawk in the
okay.
second one, because I was Googling pictures of them and I was like, oh, apparently it's mohawk.
There you go. Thank you.
I'm wrong. Yeah.
Darren.
So, correction, Darren was right. Mohawk.
Doesn't happen very often. I'll take it.
So yeah, Jennifer's Body. This movie, right off the bat, she's in the mental hospital, and I'm like, okay, so was she the killer? Because I thought Megan Fox
See,
was the
that
killer.
was
in
what
this.
I right away. As soon as I read the thing and then I rented it, and then as soon as she was in the asylum, I'm like, I know exactly how this one goes. Like, she's actually the killer, right? Because I don't think that Jennifer exists.
What? See, I never took that deep dive into it. But
I think that Jennifer is her, or Jennifer is actually just a totally just normal popular girl, and this girl has been crazy the whole time, and that's why she obsesses about the popular cheerleader who's kind of her friend. I think it's about
because that's about obsession, like single white female kind of thing.
I think she's mental. It's definitely a girl buddy movie, but one of them wants to kill the other.
But you think originally, because I am a very literal person, so I was like, I just took everything beat by beat. I didn't in no way was like thinking that.
Well, your theory makes more sense now as to how she got possessed by the monster, because there's no explanation of that at all.
Yeah, there is.
Well, not okay. Adam Brody has like a printout. He's like, all right, how to possess a virgin. Okay, let's do step 1. Like, it didn't seem legit.
You guys
And
are
then
gonna ruin this movie
he
for me.
didn't- he didn't
You
even-
think that's what's gonna
He
happen?
didn't even like say any words, like any weird demonic words. He was just like, check out this knife. It's pretty sweet. Ah, and he stabbed her.
It's kind of funny how they weren't. It was almost like they weren't really into. Like they were kind of like, eh.
Like,
But that reminds
we
me
could
of
do-
their music. Because their music, they looked like they were going to rock a lot harder. And then I was like,
Low
this is
shoulder.
so kind of like, it was kind of an
The
interesting
band name was terrible.
What? Where did you get that name? Low shoulder. Like, oh, look at you all slumped over there. You got low shoulders. Wait a minute, that's a great idea for a band name.
But then it ties in with the road sign at the end of the movie.
Which was great.
Right. It's,
So do you-
it's like, oh, low shoulder. Because, when you're driving around the road, that's like, careful, low shoulder.
Does it say low shoulder, or is it just?
It does. It's a
It
road
does say
sign
low.
When
Low.
he, yeah.
It's a nice little Easter egg.
I do like that's a killer line though when she's like, it's gonna be their final show.
Yeah.
Okay, where do you want to start?
This is. I want to start about why did this not win Best Picture at the Oscars? Best Director, Best Writer. Can they split the Best Actress award and give it both to Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried?
I think for
This is
what
good.
she was supposed to do, she was great. Like I think Megan Fox was exactly what they paid her to be in this movie. She I don't think she's bad at what she does ever. I don't have any dislike of her.
She dropped to 97 pounds
For this role.
and like stopped tanning.
Yeah,
She got real pale and real skinny.
that's some
That's tiny.
that's some Christian Bale shit right
Yeah.
there. The but did you find like, because I thought she was really good in this movie. I thought she was fantastic. It's got to be hard because I think she had a bunch of shit went down when she did Transformers before this with Michael Bay. Like he was a complete asshole, I think. But it's got to be hard being that good looking as Megan Fox and going through life. Like I think
Oh, come on. I don't think it's that hard.
I don't know.
Really? No, it's
I
not.
feel like
She has it so tough, that girl. I can't believe it. You know?
she's so beautiful. It's got to be difficult. But I do think
Well,
that there's.
I think she
There's a lot of hate from ugly people.
I don't know. I wasn't there, but according to what she has had to say about it, and he has had nothing to say about it, so she's really all you got. Is that she is beautiful and he's kind of creepy, and he was a bit like not just an asshole, but I mean she was hired to be hot in a movie. There's that whole thing of like, is beauty hard? I mean, I'm sure it is. It's a double-edged sword. It just sounds like he was kind of a douche.
Yeah.
And she like is kind of a strong, you know,
Yeah.
and I don't think she's stupid at all. Like I not that I just mean like she's just she doesn't take any shit from anybody. So like some actresses have to deal with that shit, and some of them, you know, they just kind of bury it, or they deal with it, or they do what they got to do to get the job. You know, some of them do a little more than they got to do. But I'm not trying to make light of it. I'm just saying it sounds like she's kind of like a fuck you sort of person when she encounters that. So he kind of just sounded like he was a bit of a jerk.
Well, I think even they said like that's why I get the idea that she's a very very strong woman, and I think probably very smart person as well. Like
The kind
and
of woman that'll divorce you and marry you within 6 months.
Yeah, 3 times.
very
And
mercurial.
have 2 more kids. Very mercurial. Yeah.
Because there was something the director had said they wanted, or some of the suits were like on the project were like, what we'd like to do to promote this movie is we could get Megan Fox do an Ask Me Anything on some amateur porn sites would be fantastic.
right.
And the director's like, no, can you please not do that? She's gonna be very upset if you ask her to promote the movie.
For this movie?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they were gonna have a sex scene with Seyfried and her in this, but they're like, man, maybe we don't need that.
They went for the soft sex scene.
because they really want to make it a point that that she's in love with her.
There's some homoerotic energy.
It's
tension
it's become apparently, like I was reading a bit of the what do you call it, the trivia on it and stuff, and so it's kind of become like a feminist, you know, like the girls are taking this movie because they're like, actually it's a power, like
Female
she does,
empowerment.
yeah. Now I don't know if it, like, I didn't really get how that would be, but she does kill dudes and it's kind of gory and that's cool.
Yeah.
And but I did like the line where she's all covered in blood and she asks her friends, "You got a maxi pad?"
Which is that dentist?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and what did she say? She goes, "Oh, you look like you might be." Oh,
I think it's plugging.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I am.
Like that to me, I'm like, that's killer. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna do what they did with this movie, then definitely don't shy away from jokes like that.
And there was tons of lines out. I just thought in the movie were just sharp, funny lines. Even when Adam Brody's about to sacrifice her, and he holds up the knife. He goes, "That's a sick looking murder weapon, dude." And he's like, "Bowie knife." He's like, "Bowie, nice." Like great, just funny lines.
What were they singing again?
I don't know what song that was when they were.
Oh,
8675309.
Jenny. It's a really popular
Obscure.
80s.
How do you not know this one? This is right in your
I'm
wheelhouse.
27 years old, guys. Why would I know this?
You haven't heard the remix?
That's actually, so yeah, I knew I was officially like older than I thought I was when I was working at a restaurant and someone made a cover.
Wait, are you 46?
You're gonna do the loop with it. Hey, listen, I'm like 46 years old. Okay.
You said it like half a dozen times. I skimmed through that entire episode. You said it once. I'm editing and I'm like, fuck, he said it. So I'm gonna like edit it in there. I go through the whole episode and I'm like, he said it once.
No, I think I said it a few times.
you
You
were
edited
high.
out, but then
I edited out a couple.
The
but
next
in the
time,
final
you
thought
episode was
about
only
it.
like once.
maybe it seemed like a lot.
Thought about through the entire thing, just at the plays. I'm 46 years old. 46. Oh my
I
god.
just drive down the road. Just fucking one more day. Oh, I'm at Jeff's house now. Thank God. No, and I was going to say, sorry. There's the song by Bryan Adams called "Heaven," and there's like a dance remix
Love
of it,
that
right?
song.
Yeah, it's a great like.
Baby,
Baby,
all that I want
so
when I'm lying
there's like
here in
a
your
girl did a
arms.
dance remix of it, you know, and
That's the version I'm thinking of right now.
and it's like playing in the back of the kitchen. And I said to this busgirl, I was like, "Oh, Bryan Adams song," and she's like, "Who?" And I was like, "Okay,
no.
well, I'm out. See you later." Woo. It's been nice
fun.
knowing y'all. I'll be over here with the Cougs. I'll be just give me my dad T-shirt, my loafers.
So she comes, there's a mental hospital. She's like, oh, it all happened when the killing started. We get a little flashback, learn that they're friends, but now I'm not even sure if they're friends. But they have to be. She's got to be real.
I think Jeff was high when he watched Dave, I'm high. Dave was high when he was watching the movie.
I'm high for every movie I watch. But that's kind of like the thing for me. That's like you got to save the rewards for after work. So unlike most people in construction, I don't get high at work.
You get
like
high
I used to. I get high afterwards.
So we're 30 minutes in, and we're not even over the first. We got to try and make this an hour. Okay. I want to be done this by 7:30.
I can do this. I can do this
we can
in
2
make
minutes. It an hour. I just don't know if we'll really talk about the movie much.
Probably not. Even
that seems to happen when the three of us get together.
That's our hour. This is what I've been thinking lately. Is that like I also want to take a break from this podcast to like do other shit because as I'm watching this movie last night, I'm like, fuck, this movie's terrible. No offense. Full offense. Okay. Fuck, this movie's terrible.
Offense taken.
And it's an hour and 46 minutes long. That's an hour and 46 minutes of my Monday night I got to sit and spend watching this.
I'm going to go home after this and watch it for a third time.
Oh, yeah, you always watch them twice.
I still own it. I might watch it once more. Just give it a chance.
Oh, now that you've mentioned that she might not even be real or she's the
That's wrong. I
think she's real. She is real.
You're just wrong, Dave. But
Dave is wrong.
Yeah. Well, I kind of know she's probably real, but I felt like the other girl is the real killer the whole time.
Yes,
that makes sense.
And there could be something in there like playing up like the relationship and who's really, because obviously Megan Fox in the show is super popular, lead cheerleader, like desired by men and women throughout the school, and Amanda Seyfried's character is like just
Sarah
nerd
plain
city.
and tall.
Yeah.
Paint-covered overalls and glasses.
But kind of like manipulated by her hot friend, too. Like when she says, like, wear something cute, which means, she goes in the whole thing like, that means don't be as, and that's,
right.
Like,
that's absolute
guys do other shitty things to each other. But I think girls, like, from what I've, heard from women that I know, they do that more. There's more of that, like, I can't be as, good looking as this girl tonight because it's her night or whatever. Like, well, they do that at weddings, right? They all have the other shitty dresses, and she's got the like why can't like
I want to wear white.
That's all right because they always have the better sex. Right?
Because they're always hooking up with whoever Uncle Dave.
Whoa,
in the crowd. It's like, my, what a fine young woman you've grown into.
Oh, sorry. Ouch.
Okay, so they're getting ready to go to the bar. She says, "Yep, go wear something cute." We get introduced to Seyfried's boyfriend, Chip.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Man,
he was a nice dude, very young looking.
That guy is always young looking.
Yeah.
He was also in another movie that we reviewed on the podcast a long time ago called shit. I can't remember. Wow. Dead stop. Fuck Chip.
Okay.
Well,
Chip.
let's talk about how great that sex scene is between the two of them, though. That she ends because she's imagining her friend murdering, or she's not imagining it.
No, we're
her
not there yet.
Yeah, what are you jumping an hour and 20 minutes ahead in the movie?
Well, are we gonna get it all in?
Yeah, we're
let's
gonna
just
skim
jump all
over
over the movie.
Can we
on.
talk about how fast that bar burns down? Because I was like, what was going on with that? I thought that was part of. Did the band do that on purpose?
That's what I was thinking. But now that he's mentioned that he thinks that Anita is the killer.
It's right there in the name.
She's needy. I think she set. So now that you say she's the killer, she set the fire because she just sat there and watched it go everywhere. Everybody burned really fast.
Oh yeah,
like that. Like it was almost like the look on the bartender's face was like, "Oh shit, this wasn't supposed to start till 2 a.m. Fuck."
I've seen a fire that bad since a Great White concert. I don't know if that was the sorry.
Huh? Ooh, too soon. Not too soon.
Too. Never say that.
Who the fuck is Great White?
Oh, you don't know Great White?
No.
Oh, they're a rock band.
From the 80s hair metal band.
Oh. Yeah, they did, is this love that I'm... No, that's Whitesnake. Wasn't it Whitesnake or was it Great White?
I don't know. Maybe it was Whitesnake.
Great White Snake, maybe.
Great White Snake. The remaining members got together and formed a band.
This is
that's
White
terrible.
Great
We're
Snake.
all going to hell.
But did they? What happened? Did they burn?
They had a concert like in a place like that, and then like pyrotechnics in a basement suite, basically, and like no exit. And I think quite a few people. I'm feeling terrible now. Quite a few people were killed.
Wow.
Shitty exit, bad lockout procedure, and curtains and fireworks inside. Like, it's not a good idea, obviously.
This fire just breaks out. People don't try to get out. They just get lit on fire instead and burn each other.
I think, though, like, there is a couple bars that have burned downtown, and they are, like, they're, like, in an hour, because you get all those candles, and then once the liquor gets going, see ya.
That's it. And it's
right?
all
and if
that
there's wood, like
20 years, just like you could imagine Big Bad John's would just go in a ball of flame. Just
all those bras.
Everybody would go
bras.
so fast you wouldn't be able
Burn
to
the
push your way
bra.
out of there. But even this place, it was like there was gasoline lined everywhere because it just went like
That's the alcohol. That's from doing all those
people
shooters
just
on the
pour
roof.
shots on the roof.
Is that the? It just soaks in. It's all the evaporated
You've
alcohol.
seen cocktails.
Yeah.
And you're flipping the.
Oh, these bottles keep getting
Back
empty.
when they tried to be a flair bar.
imagine
back in
every-
87?
Flair bar.
Like, it's such a funny movie. Like, it's such a great movie of its era.
I just
Flair bar. It's such a great movie of its era, but in retrospect, nowadays, like, every bar manager would look at that and be like, "Fucking liquor costs! Oh my god! Like,
spraying booze
get
all over
it
the place.
in the glass."
It's okay. It's watered down.
So these guys are just like, hey, well, man, everybody's on fire. Do you guys want to get in the van and get out of here? And Jennifer's like, sure, I'll go with you.
And
so
they
I'm
grab
like,
her
I knew they were creeps.
because they grab her. They want a virgin, and he's like, I know she's a virgin. And then that's what some of the funny lines where she was just like, how are you gonna get the drinks? And she's like, I'm gonna go play Hello Kitty with the bartender. And also would say, I'm not even a backdoor,
Yeah, not even
just
a
a
backdoor
backdoor virgin anymore. I had to go home and sit on a bag of peas the next day. Ugh. She's just so funny.
It is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I missed that one, actually. Wow, I can't believe I missed that little one.
You'll watch it again.
But after Needy goes home and she like phones, she phones Chip and she's like, Chip, there was a fire and Jennifer hopped in a van with people and people were on fire and screaming and I could smell burnt flesh. I'm like, didn't you call the cops?
Yeah.
Why did you leave the scene of a fire? You were in the building. Like,
But
this-
when he says, what kind of van is it? Did you get make and model? I don't know, a 1989 rapist? Like, what? It's like, oh, sing!
Hi, this is Joel Sherrington of Sherrington's Not a Front Head Shop and Tobacco Supply Limited Liability Corporation. We're here to serve you with whatever you need. Bongs, pipes, smoking accessories, cigarettes, you name it. No credit? No problem there, guy. We take cash, check, credit cards, banks, drugs, Bitcoin, e-transfers, PayPal, favors, wink wink, drugs, Western Union transfers, kidneys, and other assorted organs. I said drugs, right? That's Sherrington's Not a Front Head Shop and Tobacco Supply Limited Liability Corporation. Definitely not a front for anything. Find me this Saturday in the 87 white Chevy windowless van between noon and 12:45 between the Outback Steakhouse on Grover and Main. That's when the security guys go for lunch. Bring drugs! Windowless white Chevy.
Just is a small town. You just wander home after a fire.
Yeah. And that's what, everyone
Where else are you going to go? Just go home. There's fire. I went home.
stumble home,
Everybody-
smell like bush party.
That's kind of how we used to leave every party in like Sydney when we grew up. Like if something shitty happened, we'd be like, actually,
Someone gets killed.
Okay, so
well, better go home.
well, true story. I was at a party as a teenager in Deep Cove, and a kid jumped out of the top floor of the barn, wasted, and he landed on the ground. Now he knocked himself out, but we're like, is he dead? And everybody was afraid. They're like, should we call? And they're like, no, I'm on mushrooms. And so I bit the bullet because I'm like, I don't care. They can come, I'll be on mushrooms, and I'll be like, I'm on, I didn't say I kind of sobered up. The specter of
That'll
death.
sober you up like a guy swan diving out of a
The specter of death sobers you up from even mushrooms. I'll tell you, you just kind of when you have to deal with cops and you're like, listen, I was partying and then I thought this guy was dead and now I'm talking to you and things are moving behind you and I'm just trying to help you, officer.
hold it together.
Can you stop your face from melting for a second, please?
Do not need to shine a light in my eyes to dilate them. You're like, they're already like black plates.
So at this point, I'm thinking, did Jennifer eat these people? Because Jennifer shows up at Needy's place and pukes up black bile that turns into... You never get really an explanation of what the bile is.
It's
a weird Ripley
it's evil demon
substance.
stuff.
Well, she does it at the end too when she finally kills. Yeah, it's evil demon.
Evil demon
blood.
stuff, Jeff.
Yeah,
It's
demon jizz.
negativity. It's the representation of negativity.
See, there's so many layers to this
See, I like
movie.
that. I like that better than her not being real. I like she's represents the negativity and she's the positive light.
Well, that's what I assumed, is that she had been possessed by some sort of demon at this point. She pukes the demon out, and I'm like, oh, is this black stuff going to like get up and turn into a person and go hide in the closet for a while? No. It's gonna get mopped up by Needy.
Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Because
'cause
like
it-
Jennifer's just like tries to eat chicken, and then she's like, well, the chicken's no good.
Oh, yeah.
Pukes it up, and then she's like, well, I'm going to go now.
So then is it, yeah. Well, maybe it's just bile. Like, I've puked up some pretty weird looking shit.
School the next day. Man, there's a ton of celebrities in this. At this point, we've seen Adam Brody, the
Yeah.
two main characters.
Chris
There's
Pratt.
Chris Pratt was in there for a little bit. I'm like, damn,
Chris
Star-Lord's
Pratt
in this?
never turns up again, though, right? Did I miss him?
nope.
That was it. Just that one
early,
scene.
It's early Pratt.
There were
Yeah.
a few of people in this movie that
kinda
got
forgot
like
it was
one
two-
line. I was like, what? How?
I kind of forgot it was a 2009 movie, which is like it's 12 years ago,
yeah.
11, 12 years ago. But that because when I was looking up the trivia, like Megan Fox doesn't really look that much different. Like
No.
she,
She's
and
aging
there's
well.
another for a woman that's had 3 kids. Like holy fuck. Pardon my I guess we don't have to apologize about swearing on the
Holy
podcast. Fuck. But literally, holy fuck! Like she's in hella good shape. Like I'm not just saying I'm not drooling, like just a little bit though.
We've cut that
but
out.
yeah, but she's in amazing shape for a woman who's
Yeah.
had 3 babies. Like wow, kick ass.
She didn't have 3 babies when she did this movie, though.
No,
No, but now she's got
now she's got 3 babies.
Brian Austin Green's babies. Damn you, Green.
So we got J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons in this with one hand.
He is so good.
He's a great actor. He's one of my favorite
Weird
actors.
choices all through the movie. You're like, why? Because he just sort of alludes to, he's like, I've seen some really, I've seen some horrible stuff in my life, and he's kind of got like a bit of burn scars and got this
Missing a hand.
And he, when the jock is crying in the front row, and he reaches and clips the Kleenex and hands it to him, just those like, I'm like, oh, worthy of Buster Keaton. I don't know.
So
I'm
in the-
not 27.
So Needy. Yeah, Buster. Who? You're old.
Are you older than me?
No, I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I think you guys are the same age, aren't you?
no comment.
We've talked about it like 5 times.
think
I'm
I
46.
Are you 46?
Yeah, you know what? I'm 46. Let me tell you.
Oh, guy, you don't look a day over 46.
Yeah.
So Needy tells Chip about Jen. He's like, I don't believe her. And then we cut to another scene. I love the interesting segues with the heavy metal guitar. Were kind of strange.
Did that kid steal that role from Seth Rogen too? Because I felt like, I know Seth Rogen has said before, he's been like, every job I would go to in LA, it was always me and another guy, and I was like, this had to be the guy. Like I was like, this. They were like, we couldn't get Seth Rogen, or Seth Rogen was busy doing whatever my so-called life, or
Super Bad in 09? Maybe? Or, Superbad
or
before that.
whatever the Judd Apatow show was, where he was
Oh,
the
Undeclared? Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks
That
or
was
something.
way back when. That was like 02, 03, I think.
He's done a lot of stuff.
Has
for-
Yeah.
He's another one, but they work with a
Pottery
little
School.
crew. They work with a crew. You know, they're
Yeah.
always, it's the same people. Jonah Hill and Seth Rogen, and then
Skinny guy, Michael Cera.
he was in all the, and they were all working with James Franco until everybody hates him now. And then he got
Why does everybody... Is he get
canceled
Oh.
or something, where he got
Did
semi-canceled.
he get Me Too'd or something?
Kinda,
Yeah.
something like that.
Heard
Like
he was being a real dick to people.
well, he probably is, you know. But whatever transpired there, he's not getting much acting work. But maybe he also doesn't want some.
Yeah, I think he
don't know.
teaches film at NYU.
He also does that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right, sorry, way late. Go.
So Jen lures his kid out to the woods, and this is kind of a weird part because the animals are all coming around. So I guess there's some sort of connection with the animals too. And he's like, "Hey Jen, look around." And she's like, "Oh, they're just
They're
waiting.
waiting.
Like waiting for what?
what?
Animals like to watch you fuck." And then she just eats, and the monster.
The special effects are not
CGI,
great.
They're not great.
That's my only concession.
It was a little.
Oh, that's another good line of hers, by the way. This is like, it smells like Thai food. Were you guys fucking? That's her about her and Chip, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't like.
That was-
but didn't make sense though. Like,
But it was
it's
funny.
so
It sounded
absurd 'cause
funny.
It just
It's just kind of absurd. It's the kind of joke you would make if you hadn't really had much sex. Because I'm 46. I've had a fair amount of sex.
The compilation's coming on this.
But it's never smelled like Thai food. Unless I ate Thai food before and then I was just sweating Thai food.
That's what I was thinking.
Like,
I was like, okay.
You guys eat a lot of Thai food. It smells like sex in here. Someone who's had a lot of Thai food and sweated a lot. Ooh.
So this kid gets murdered in the woods, and then J.K. Simmons was just gonna kind of leave it, which I thought was an interesting choice. All you hear is "Ah! Ah!" and he's like, "Oh, let it out, kids. That's right. Just scream
So
it
funny.
out." Like, don't get in your car. Get over there.
But
And
then
he's like,
he
"Wait
just
a
does a
second."
little, whoop. That doesn't sound like normal, anguished.
And then we like flash forward to a month later. Wait, hold on. Before this
Wait.
month later happens, is this where we get
I just,
Patrick from SpongeBob SquarePants? Is that the dad screaming in the field?
oh.
Did you guys pick up on that? There was like,
No.
so that when they find the body of that kid in the woods, there's the parents are there. And the mom is like, she's screaming. And the cop's like, oh, we're going to get the guys that murdered your son. And then the dad's like, trying to replicate it like, I'm going to find you bastards. Like Patrick
Patrick?
from SpongeBob.
You hear me, you bastard? I'll cut off your nutsack and nail it to my door! Like one of those lion door knockers rich folks got. That will be your balls!
The guy was also from that old show, Coach. The guy was also from the old show, Coach. Remember Coach?
Just have that.
Oh,
I know you guys are old enough
Dauber?
to know. Yes.
Yeah.
Dauber is Patrick's star.
Is
from
he?
SpongeBob? And I'm
No.
pretty sure that was Dauber was that dad in this movie that was
Dauber
screaming.
doesn't do the voice for Patrick, does he?
Yeah, he does.
Get the fuck out.
SpongeBob.
Oh my God. I'm.
you gotta
Yeah,
watch
well,
some
I guess
SpongeBob.
like I mean, the eight like I didn't recognize him as Dauber, but I haven't seen or thought of Coach in a while, so maybe I still own it. I'm gonna watch it again.
There you go.
Now I need
It's
to
a
know
great
it
show.
again.
You still own the complete seasons of Coach? Is
No,
that
I
the-
still own this
complete
movie
oh.
that
Oh,
I
I thought
rented
you were like-
specifically for
I thought
this.
you were gonna watch Coach.
I own Coach on VHS.
Watch,
I'm 46. Did I tell you?
It's probably on YouTube. You know.
Yeah. Coach. It's a great show.
But did you guys like Amanda Seyfried's mom? Was so good. Amy Sedaris, anyone?
Amy Sedaris.
Oh yeah.
So good. Also, this is why I was like, I know this is perfect for a podcast. Amy Sedaris also writes craft books.
What?
Yeah.
see.
Which are so. She's David Sedaris' brother.
Yes.
Brother? Sister.
So she could be a brother. It's 2021.
2021. No labels.
You seen what's her face? What's his face now? Elliot Page.
Oh, yeah. From Juno. Also written by Diablo
This movie
Cody.
is all these people's early careers. Is
Oh,
what
yeah.
we're discovering. Right?
Well,
This
Amy
is all
Amy
their-
Sedaris has been around forever, but she's always like super low
Is
pro.
she his older brother?
Older sister, and
Older
then
sister? Yeah, is she.
Strangers with Candy. Great show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is like,
I feel like I've seen that. But
oh, so fucking funny.
Okay, a month
All
later.
right, sorry.
Now she tries to get Goth Guy out. She convinces Goth Guy to come out, lures him to a house. In
Can
the
we just
middle-
call him Green Day?
Well,
Yes.
he asks her out,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and she blows him off. But then, see, and this is another reason why I think there's like a
Duality?
Now, also, I wonder because we only find out later that she was killed by the Satanist band. Like they actually do that scene later when she explains to her. But so another one of my theories was that maybe she was real, but that's like she was dead and she never came back. But her friend went crazy and she did all the killing after that. Amanda
Like,
Seyfried.
oh, okay. Like she came back, killed football guy and Green Day.
Yes,
Yeah.
like it might be
But-
Amanda Seyfried, but she's at the same time with her boyfriend. But you know, if she's crazy, maybe she doesn't remember things how they are.
I think that's a little. I think that's more
You
of a
know,
stretch than they were trying to go for.
But yeah, so he asks her out though, and she blows him off, and then Needy says he's actually really nice or cute, and kind of, and so that's
like-
when she becomes interested in him.
She's like, oh yeah, I could eat this guy and regenerate.
Because it is, you're right. It's a girl. She's jealous of
Yeah.
her, so she wants.
Because she sort of says to her one point on the phone, she goes, "Oh, Chip's been looking rather sexy lately," and she's like, "Oh fuck!" Like she's just getting her horn on and like.
She's gonna eat my boyfriend.
And there's two good back-to-back intercut sex scenes.
It's coming
sort
up,
of sex
comes
scenes.
up right here because
This is all you, Dave.
she lures goth guy into the middle of nowhere.
Green Day.
Green Day, sorry. She lures Green Day into an abandoned house, and I'm sitting there going like, you wouldn't do that. Then I thought, no, I would have done that if I was 17. 100%.
Oh, and
Driven-
yeah, Megan Fox, 100% out of your league, and she's like, "Come into this abandoned house. Why do you have all these knives and swords on the wall?"
I like it. It's my style. Like all the fire, this is pretty safe.
And I like when her eyes change color. He doesn't get freaked out, but he's just like, he's sort of like kind of turned on a little bit, like, "Oh no way, I'm about to fuck a demon."
Well, I think he's scared though.
Yeah,
Like the whole time, like he's kind of. I mean, you would be, but then you'd be like, maybe she's kind of like homeless. Maybe her parents, like they left, and she's just the only one left in this half. She's just doing some construction, owns her own place. Just
Yeah, right. She's a 17-year-old subcontracting renovations.
This is my house. It's a work in progress. It's when you build your own. So yeah, this is where it's cut between the sex scene with Needy and Chip, and then Green Day and Jen. And I thought that was pretty funny. The kind of awkwardness of the Chip and Needy scene was pretty good.
There was great stuff. Like she's freaking out because she's starting to hallucinate blood coming down the ceiling. And Chip's just like, yeah, because she's screaming and be like, "Oh God, a cat!" And he's like, "Yeah,
I know.
She's
This is a
crying.
great showing of like how we're all having different experiences. The best part of the whole bit too is when he's just like, "Am I too big for you?
Yeah. Sorry, baby.
Am I too big for you?" Every guy's dream.
And now she breaks into Needy's place, and this is where we get all the information of what happened. So she explains that Low Shoulder took her out to the middle of nowhere and sacrificed her. And we get that great sacrifice scene. Loved it. And I was thinking, because she's like, I have to feed. So she's basically telling you the rules of a vampire. She has to eat. She has to regenerate herself. She dies slowly over time. When she drinks blood and eats flesh, she's like, I'm 100%. I'm unkillable, she says.
And she's
Cuts
a
her-
demon, though.
slices her
She
arm.
became a demon because she's not a virgin.
yes,
Yes.
And that was their mistake.
Because
Right.
she was
now,
tainted.
what would have happened? Oh, they were going to kill her because they would get famous.
yes, yeah." They're making a pact with the devil.
Which, that's like, I mean, hey, Robert Johnson just had to sign his soul away. Like now,
That's a great
it's
story. That
like
at the crossroads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're moving. Like now it's the '90s or 2000s, and now you got like, the good old days when you could just give up your own soul for fame and fortune. Now
Now
you
you
got to
give up
kill
some-
somebody, and it's got to be a virgin. Like, why
so
Satan
much
got to make you?
work.
Why Satan got to make you work so
I just
hard
want to
for it?
sign my.
There's too many famous people. Satan's like, all right, you got to be more desperate. What am I going to get you to do?
Yeah, kill a virgin. I don't know.
It's so boring. Satan's, it's always just killing virgins. Like, who is this guy? It's pretty predictable.
But even when she's taken away in the van and she thinks they're like, "Are you sure she's a virgin?" She's like, thinking that she's gonna escape. She's like, "Yeah, I'm totally a virgin. Yeah, I'm a virgin."
I
You're
don't
like,
even know what sex
"No,
is. I don't know
you
what sex is. What is it?
signed your life away.
So now, this is where I was thinking. This movie, I thought this movie was a metaphor for how we just shrug off tragedy these days. Like, because there's a point now, it's like
Yeah.
another person has died, and all these people are just like, and she's giving a little talk like, oh, we just move on from one to the other to the next one. And it's like, at this point, a handful of kids have been murdered, and they're just like, oh, it's time for the spring formal.
And even the kind of the fame that comes with it for the town, for like Devil's Kettle and J.K. Simmons at one point, it's like, oh, and guess what? The Low Shoulder guys are going to donate 3% of their profits from their song to the families who've been affected. And she talks about how they're in the media and everyone's kind of leaning into that fame. So you could be right.
They just blew up in like a month. Because
Yeah.
it's really only been like a month, this whole...
Well, I mean, Satan, he's
frame.
in hard times. So she wasn't a virgin, but he's like, I'll take it. You guys could still be famous.
I wonder if you were to sell your soul now, 'cause like we're before the age of 27, right? If you sold it now, how long would Satan give you? Like, so, listen, give me a solid 20 years. 20 years of
20
all
years
yours.
of soul rent?
Yeah. 20 years of being famous or whatever you want, whatever, whatever you could ask for.
For an
like-
eternity in hell?
See, how bad is hell, though? Like, I want to know how bad hell is. Is it really as bad as we think it is? Or maybe it's just you got to sit and
Just
watch the
ask,
same reruns of the same boring TV shows all day.
Just
Like,
ask
that'll
Mick
be all.
Jagger.
Did
And
he-
he's been cruising that action for like 50 plus. They're coming up on their 60th major fan. They're coming up on their 60th anniversary next year. Wow. As
So
a
you're like, there's
band.
no way he has not sold his soul.
Oh, Keith Richards.
I think it's a metaphor, for just selling. Well, the devil is a white man who has money. That's the original. That's the crossroads of selling your soul to the white man. That's you want to be, because they had the records and the business all locked in yourself. And then and the guys, like the real truth story of it is like the little Richards and the Chuck Berrys and everybody who didn't see, and the blues guys that didn't see any like royalties for decades, if they ever did, some of them, it's a, there is a thing for this whole idea of selling you. The story about Robert Johnson came, allegedly he used to learn in the graveyards at night. And the reason why him and his buddy would learn in the graveyards was because it wouldn't disturb their families, their household. Because, you have a house, like a one-bedroom house where 6 or 7 people live. Like these people were not. A lot of their houses didn't have running water. These people had no. Like when we think of no money, they had no money. Right? So the legend is great, right? The idea of selling your soul to the devil. But really, the true story is probably more that is just sort of this idea that he went away because he hadn't been remarked as being very good or anything. And then he came back, a few years later, and they were like, where did he get this ungodly talent? Well, really, he just fucking rehearsed all the time and didn't see anybody and did it in graveyards. So, that's kind of
like, how did he get that skill? Not selling his soul to Satan, just practicing a lot. Good, hard work, which in America will get you everything.
Yeah.
Poisoned by the man whose wife you fucked.
The Robert Johnson story is legendary like that, right? Because it has all the elements. But nobody knows because there was so little confirmation of real dates and how it actually happened,
But I think there's only like 2 pictures of him. That's it, right?
2 or 3. There was a couple. Now there's a couple more. I just got a book for Christmas. It's written by his sister, who is got a different father, but he lived. So they were like step sister and brother. Because families. People like. Life is real. Black guy killed a white guy, so he had to leave that town and change his name. Then he moved over here with his son, and his son was Robert Johnson. They started living with this family, and he marries this lady. But it's not like he killed the guy in self-defense, but
it doesn't matter.
You're gonna get murdered. So these people's lives, the whole book is just one constant. I had to move from this town because of this, because it's all because of some white guy that's gonna murder them because of some basically really
I looked at a white woman in the grocery store and now like fuck get him.
Yeah. Time to move to Chicago. So, but I think just people who put their whole career ahead of like family and friends, and they just it's just fame and money. In a sense, that's kind of selling your soul.
They also get good at what they've chosen to do.
Yeah,
they can buy their soul back.
Funny how doing the thing that you want to do all the time makes you good at it. There is, like you have to if you want to. You sit in your living room and tell your jokes to yourself because you want to be funny on stage.
It's
right?
like
sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
It's like Nora Roberts, the romance author, who said she's like written 250 books, and she's like, I work 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when I'm on vacation, because that's how you get shit done.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to read a romance novel?
No, I have never read any. No.
I've
never read a single. Liar.
So now it's the spring fling.
You can cut all that out, Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
No. We're exposing you.
That's the whole
you
episode.
Read romance.
That's going at the start of the episode. You ever try to read a romance novel? No.
No.
Liar. That's coming up on this episode of Real Garbage. That's going to be part of it.
Go over to your house and there'll just be shelves and shelves of Danielle Steele books. What's behind the curtain?
I just got blinds that I pull down over my bookshelves that are fake bookshelves that look like Archimedes and Aristotle, Socrates.
Pulls a candle on the wall. Okay, so it's the spring fling now.
Also, there's a bubble bath in there.
Bubble baths, I will. I do like, sorry.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. Actually.
So,
spring fling now, yeah.
Spring fling, so
Right.
Needy tells Chip, hey, listen, we can't see each other.
Yeah.
You're in danger. I'm like, wow, you banged him and you dumped him immediately.
Why? I feel like they had fucked previously. Was that the first time that they were...
4 whole minutes.
No, but I feel like they had an active sexual relationship prior to that, but maybe not.
I don't think so. I
No,
think
'cause she was a virgin.
too.
Okay.
Right?
Ooh.
I think.
Amanda was a virgin.
Amanda is because Amanda is actually the virgin. She's the one they should have taken.
Right.
Yes.
Damn.
And
they fucked
then,
up.
so Jen's going to eat Chip. And now, blah, blah,
And
blah,
then they
blah.
go to the dance. She's looking for Megan Fox. Chip is dressed up like Harry Potter. And it was a thematic dance. I'm not sure why he was dressed like that, but Megan Fox tracks him down and takes him to the town pool, which is in slight disrepair.
Abandoned
This is
Olympic swimming pool.
Yeah.
I just wish there were relics like that around here. You know, you'd be like, "Hey, let's go down the old abandoned swimming pool." And
Party at the moon.
Lots
Tower.
of the one other problem I found with the movie is that abandoned pool was not littered with beer cans and empty 40s for the kids
it should have
partying.
been covered in graffiti. There
Yeah.
should have been some fires there, still burning, just ever burning fires. Let's go to the ever burning
Or
fires
just
at the
like
swimming pool.
Melody Lane.
So there's a scene they cut to at one point to showcase that the kids that these girls were friends as kids, and Jen cuts her finger and Needy's like, I'll never tell anybody. And there's a part here where Chip and Jen are out on the what look like a golf course, but a field, a big empty field, and she sniffs Chip or something, or bites his neck or something like that, and then she's like, "Let's go," leaves, and it cuts back to Needy, and she goes, I have
Like
to
they're-
go. It's like, okay,
Yes.
are you connected? Are you blood sisters? Or again, are you the same person? But they're not. I don't think they are because they fight each other at the end. They can't be.
Yeah, but
So I think there's some
what
sort
about
of weird
Fight Club?
blood connection. Well,
He fights himself.
oh, man,
I think you
that's
could. I
true.
think you could make a case for it.
I don't think it's the case in this.
No, but I think
this is
I think you could if you were writing your.
I'm okay
writing,
with being wrong,
if you were writing
but I'm
your.
not.
You're writing your essay class.
Because in the end, Chip isn't like, Needy, you're crazy. Why'd you bite my neck and then fight yourself in the pool?
Well, that's true. But
Yeah.
we don't, okay. You guys are right. Fine. I'll abandon that theory.
Here's a wild line. So yeah, Needy gets to the pool and is like, oh, I'm gonna have to kick her ass. So she jumps in there and they fight a little bit and then they get out. And Jen's like, I'm gonna eat your soul and shit it out.
Hot.
That was a ridiculous line. It was great.
And also the fighting when she goes, it's like, oh my God, Chip is bleeding out, which she doesn't do anything about. And goes, oh my God, she can fly. She can't fly. She's just levitating.
It's not that impressive.
Yeah.
And so she had just drank a bunch of Chip's blood, so she's got to be regenerated, right? And then he manages to skewer her with the pool wand or whatever you call it thing, and she dies. Well, no, she doesn't die. That's right.
No.
That's right.
But where does she go?
That's
Because I
when she
forgot
starts.
that.
She goes home apparently.
She starts puking out more of the black bile.
Okay.
Yeah, she pukes on them when they're in the pool, and then she floats out of the pool, and then she gets stabbed. She gets
Flees.
stabbed. Chip dies.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're just back. So we're back at the beginning, come full circle. From the beginning of the movie where Seyfried's looking through the window and there's Jennifer on the bed just like, Meryl, what's up? Because she's Wolverined herself by this point.
And does an awesome roll into with no training whatsoever through the glass.
If I was gonna break that window, I don't think I'd jump through it head first and then smash it
Well,
to the ground.
you'd throw something in first and then go.
That seems the sensible thing. Break the window first, then jump through.
And I think
Just go for it. Just try it one time. Just see what happens.
Cut yourself open, you cut yourself open.
at a bush party, try it. Or after you've been at a bush party, try it. But I think there's something to it where you said she's kind of twinked and blood connected. Because when they're fighting on the bed, she's got the X-Acto knife and she's ready
The box cutter, yeah.
to fucking stab her. The thing that does it, she rips the best friend's necklace off her, and then Jennifer seems drained of her power at that minute, and that gives her the opportunity to then.
Stabbed through her chest plate with a box cutter.
So it's a female empowerment movie about overcoming your female bullies that are your friends.
It's like Mean Girls, but in a zombie
Zombie
way.
Mean Girls. It's zombie
Yeah.
Mean Girls.
Mean
Sorry,
zombie
synopsis.
girls.
I guess so. It's a better movie than I originally thought. But
Wait, hold on. It's not done yet. Because there's that murder scene, and then the mom comes in and is like, what did
What's
you do?
And everything, that last 10 minutes is
It's crazy.
cinema verte.
It's crazy.
I don't know what that means, but it's amazing.
So now we cut back to the mental hospital, and she's like,
Now she's evil. She's levitating in her room, smashes out the window, and then what else is she breaks out?
Smashes through a train link fence.
How long was she there for? Because it makes it sound like she was there for like months or years at the beginning. And I'm like, was she there like a day?
But I
Did
don't
she
think
just decide to stay there.
She's
for a couple
not
of days longer than she
She's
needed
not
to?
evil, but I think she's got she's got power. She's got demon powers, which is pretty cool. Now I would.
She's absorbed her friend, so she's both. She's the light and the dark.
Why would she absorb powers?
Because if you get cut by a demon or you get bitten by a demon, but you don't die,
Oh, they said that.
you
in the
get
movie,
some.
didn't they?
Yeah.
That's right. Did
And she's
Jennifer
just like,
bite her?
turns out, if you get bitten by a demon but don't die, you
Oh,
get
yeah,
some
she-
demon
She
powers.
says it right at the end.
Where
Where are you getting this information? Oh, from the movie we watched. Oh, that's right. Wait. They said something about demons and power.
yeah,
We'll
so-
talk a little bit about that.
Now, tell me what you think about the line that she said, and say it specifically first before you tell me what you thought about it.
He's like, I swear I'm going to watch this movie.
I
I've
rented
seen
it.
it. I've seen it.
I rented it. Yeah. Gonna watch it at some
I
point.
pressed the accept
You
button.
just came here to decide, is it worth $4.99? Jeff and Darren will tell me.
But
Yeah.
She-
Based on this review, I'm going home and watching it right now.
she breaks out of the mental hospital, walks by some random stream, finds a perfect, non-rusty Bowie knife.
That was everything.
his knife?
That was everything, because in the beginning they show the researchers dumping the ping pong balls or whatever into the
Yeah.
devil's kettle.
They
And
said
so
because
this
nothing's
is
ever
where it
come
all-
out of Devil's Kettle.
But this is where it's all coming out in this ditch at
So-
the side of the road. So like,
These are where the
Which,
Devil's
they're
Kettle
pretty bad
bodies roll
scientists
up.
then, hey? Because remember, she's like, there's this, thing and like the scientist board stuff, and then nobody knows where it goes. And it's like,
Yeah.
it just goes over there.
Hence,
How long have you guys been studying
down
this
by
shit?
the road,
It's my
40
body
meters away.
disposal commercial. Like it doesn't come out. We don't know where it comes out. They jumped all sorts of things down
piled
there.
up with bodies.
Yeah. It's like, well, they just, and that's another
know,
thing.
but-
I thought maybe they dropped her in there and that gives her some sort of demon powers, as that's what Devil's Kettle is all about.
Maybe I don't
If
know
only.
enough about disposing bodies. But I feel like movies like this always kind of, like, I mean, they have to for the sake of the movie. They sort of, it's like the Dexter series. Like, that guy, there's like hundreds of bodies in the bay and nobody ever finds, this is entirely possible, I suppose. It just seems unlikely.
Well,
that
in,
they
in
wouldn't-
this day and age, like 100 years ago, super easy to kill people and not get caught, I think.
super hard to kill people, easier not to get caught, because where are they going to find you? Because there's less people and they have less good stuff to find. Like now there's all the tracking things and everything. Harder to kill people, and because now they'll track you, they track everything. So I think it's easier to catch killers now, but I think it's harder, like physically, to kill in the old days because there was less people, so you had to walk
work
further.
harder.
As good weapons.
Yeah, right. You
No
really had to
self-help
commit to
tower
it. You know?
pings.
But this movie must have been pitched as like, you got to get your name on this movie, because the last scene of it, there's Lance Henriksen.
Yeah.
Lance Henriksen, the android from Aliens, is like, hey, you need a ride? Hop in. Where you headed? I'm going there too. He gets like two
That's who
lines.
he is.
Cameo.
And he
Yeah.
he
So
drives
good.
off in the distance. And I'm like, Lance Henriksen was in this for 30 seconds?
He
But
must
maybe
be-
they're all just friends of the the director's like, hey man, I'm doing this thing. You want to be this part? Like,
Well, maybe I just thought like that's how big this movie was, and this is how down Lance Henriksen's movie career was at this point, because
how
he's like,
amazing.
one
he had
line?
the opportunity to do a cameo in a masterpiece. Like Jennifer's Body.
last movie ever, masterpiece, Jennifer's
and then,
Body.
okay, so that's the end of it. But it's okay. It's
No,
not-
it's not the end, because there's the scene
Oh, were
at
there-
the end. Are we getting there?
No, well, that was it. That's the last scene. Was there stuff going on during the credits? Because I shut it off.
Dude, she goes. So you get these like documentary footage of the band kind of hanging out, finishing playing their show, and then going back to their hotel room, hanging out. The guys like videotaping them. They're going crazy, throwing M&Ms on each other, doing coke, and then a knock at the door, and the guy falls down, and then the next part is just like crime scene people in there taking like a blonde hair. And she goes in, just fucking murders the whole band. And the very last shot is security footage of all these groupies running into the hotel, and just Amanda Seyfried's coming out with a hoodie up and kind of gives a quick.
Oh, I missed
Jeff
that
just turned it. He was
part.
like,
I was like,
"Fuck this!"
it's
shit."
done, sweet, over.
No, yeah. She murders
I'll
the
watch
she
that
she
after.
murders the whole band, and then she walks away, and the fans. And the last thing is you hear the fans like, screaming.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh, I stood up in my living room. And, bravo! Bravo!
I say to you, sir. Yes.
That was Jennifer's Body.
Yeah.
It wasn't awful. Okay, I had never seen it, so I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that it was something to do with like some girl gets taken over by something and starts murdering boys.
I was like, this podcast is called Real Garbage, and all these movies have pretty much been amazing. So,
well, we've been on a hot streak here once in a while. We're coming up to the end of season 1. You know, telling people that.
oh yeah,
This is
yeah.
episode 149. Next episode 150 is going to be the end of season 1.
Subscribe now, ladies and gentlemen. You get your.
episodes a season.
You
You know,
really
we're
get
coming
your.
up to 3 years. We're almost at 3 years. The season's coming to an end.
You really get your bang for your buck out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, free podcasts. 150 episodes, 7 days worth of content.
If there's ever another virus,
Oh man,
you got
Yeah.
your whole first 6 months of the virus covered with
listen to Real
season 1
Garbage.
alone.
Pretty much, yeah. What'd you guys real rate this? So I gave it 3 abandoned swimming pools out of 10 high school Wolverines.
I gave it 8 low rent emo bands out of 10 Robert Smiths.
Damn.
Nice. I gave it 3 flaming tampons out of 10 discarded Bowie knives.
Nice.
Good.
Those were sweet murder weapons. All right. Look at
Is
that.
a flaming tampon a murder weapon in it?
The Bowie knife. The Bowie
Like a
knife.
grenade.
Right, yeah.
Sweet murder weapon, bro. It's a Bowie knife.
Bowie. Right.
Nice. All right. Okay. Is
that it? All
Yeah.
right.
As always, follow on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and hit a like or dislike. Doesn't matter which one it is. Subscribe. We're doing episodes every 2 weeks now. Yeah, because I'm lazy. Every week's too hard. And then season finale, next episode 150. Dave, Darren, thank you guys so much
What are
for
you
coming
going to do
in.
for the finale?
I have no idea.
Should we
Set himself on fire.
should we catch should we catch taxis here and like drink
shit-faced?
hard liquor, like straight hard liquor, like the whole
Just
episode?
old fashions.
Old fashioned.
Oh.
Pause every 15 minutes. Well, 15 minutes drinking old fashions. We smashed by 2 of them.
Pause.
Because I did get drunk on Saturday and it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Did feel good. Drank a lot of water.
I just thought we'd drink while we were doing it.
Oh, that's
for that.
very fancy.
Yeah, we
like
used to
it.
do that on some episodes.
It's fancy until about the 4th one, and then it's just like
Just drinking out of the bottle.
You're gonna have to delete the last half of everything I said. Ooh,
we could smoke a joint like Elon Musk, and well, we could smoke it better than Elon Musk.
that's right. I won't
Actually
inhale. I'll
smoke
be.
it. Not, yeah. Oh,
Oh,
it
this
smells
is
so
some
good.
crazy weed.
This might be 200 square feet, so good luck not getting high.
Oh, we do have to say, too, if you're listening in the Victoria area, comedy is coming back. And you have a show. You're going up. Shakers Comedy is putting on the show at the Boondocks.
June 19th.
June 19th, Saturday, June
Saturday.
19th. It's going to be a good time. Then I'm going to be going up the following week on the 26th.
It'll be
I'm
fun.
in that.
Sweet. Where's the Boondocks?
Sydney.
Oh, that Boondocks.
That Boondocks.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then I'm going to get Brewski's going here.
Which one's
probably
Saturday? The
The 19th of June.
And
It's
then
gonna be a
the
good show.
Following week, the 26th as well.
All right.
Yeah, it's happening. Oh, yeah. You got to get up down there, too, Mr. Comic.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm trying to make an album.
Like a music album or
Yeah, I'm trying
Oh,
to.
yeah,
I've
comedy
been
album.
writing some songs, and I've been trying that project. Everything is on the back burner. So I got to. It's like all my projects in my house. Like it's like I did half the floor, and did this, and almost hung the paintings, and I sort of got the record player. Everything always because I want to do all the things, but what I need to do is just do the one thing.
Yes.
So I'm either going to go make an album for the next 6 months, or I'm going to do comedy for the next 6 months, or I'm going to do something for the next 6 months. But I need to do one of them because trying to do all of them, I'm doing none of them.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome.
Take care.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
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 Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Just a reminder, next episode 150, is going to be the season finale of season 1. We're going to have a lot of fun. It'll be out sometime in July, probably, but I will keep you all posted on that. Thanks again. Take care. See you next time.
Real garbage.